Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Oblivion Remastered, and we're going to be going over the top 10 hardest hitting stock destruction spells that you can buy in Oblivion Remastered. So keep in mind there are better spells that you can make, and we'll probably get into that, but you do have to do the, or I shouldn't say you don't have to do the Mage's Guild storyline, but that is typically the way that you get access to that. But that is a little bit more complex. We'll definitely do that another day because I've seen some pretty cool ones out there, but I have to scour some more to see, you know, what actually the top 10 best would be. But it is pretty easy to do the top 10 best, hardest hitting destruction spells that exist in the game already that you can just purchase and use. And so we're going to be showing those today. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video. And of course, if at any point you disagree with my ranking or you have one that I missed on here and you're like, whoa, what the hell are you doing? This one's way better. Share it down in the comment section below. But in any case, as far as parameters, it's pretty easy. We're focusing on that initial blast for damage on this. So there are certain spells that might damage more over time, you know, because there are ones that will splash for a certain amount of time and do damage each time, but we're looking for that initial hit because obviously enemies in the game can heal themselves, they can back away, they can take potions, they can do all sorts of stuff that will make those area of effect or splash damage spells a lot less effective. So we're going for that initial punch. So with all that being said, let's dive on into number 10. So at number 10 we have Lightning Blast. Of course it's a destruction type spell, as all of these are going to be, and you can see we do 70 points of shock damage on target using this one. So as far as raw damage is going to go, that one is going to be very effective because it's dealing 70 points of damage right off the bat. As far as the cost to use it, for your magicka cost, it is 53, so you definitely can't spam it, but with the right regeneration and the right perks, you know, enchantments on your armor or clothing in this case, you can definitely make it very, very effective to use Lightning Blast. So that one comes in at number 10, and as far as getting your hands on this one, it's quite simple. So I'm going to save a little bit of time here and just go through one location where you can get the vast majority of these spells, and it's going to be right here in Skingrad. Now, I'm not saying you can't get them anywhere else, but this place is very easy to get them at. So if you go to Skingrad, and you go right to this building right here, which is the Skingrad Mage's Guild, you can see we're standing here, it's right over here, and I will show you inside of it. That is where you're going to be getting this one, and the person you're buying it from is Adrienne Barine, and so from here on out in this video, whenever I say that name, this is where we're talking about buying it, so I don't have to flash back and show you each time. So, like I said, I'm standing by this statue of a horseman here. We head over to where I showed you on the map to the Mage's Guild. We will head inside. Now, Adrienne is usually up on the second floor around this corner, but if she isn't there, you'll find her elsewhere in the guild, but otherwise you can just wait and she will almost always show up to this spot by this table. So all you have to do is talk to her, and then if you go down to purchasing spells, it will be available in there. It will be available in there if you haven't already purchased it like I have. And if you want to purchase it from her, you can get it from her for 269 gold.
Salute.
Keep in mind,
welcome. Please say your piece.
It's so annoying.
Arthur is acting even stranger than usual.
That's one thing it's taking me forever to get used to in this game after playing modern games, is the constant NPCs just shouting out shit over and over again. God, that's so annoying. But anyway, you can purchase that from her, or you can get it from Raminus Polis at the Archmage's lobby of the Arcane University in the Imperial City. So that's the Lightning Blast as far as what it looks like. So you can see that it is a fairly fast-firing spell that, of course, has decent enough range as most of your lightning things do. So that is number 10. Let's move on to number 9, and we're going to speed things up from here since I've already showed you this location. At number 9, we have the Heat Blast spell, also a destruction spell. This one costs 51 magicka to cast, and it does 70 points of fire damage on the target. So it's basically the same as the Lightning Blast, just fire instead of lightning. Now, personally, for me, this ranking I went back and forth on quite a bit, just because I use lightning a lot more than I use fire damage. But the Lightning Blast spell requires 2 more magicka, and that's why I gave the Heat Blast spell a slight edge over it. Even though, in my opinion, the Lightning Blast is better because there are less enemies in the game that you're going to come across that are immune or have a buff against fire damage, or there are more that you'll come across that are immune or have a buff against fire damage than lightning. So personally, I like lightning spells better than fire spells, but this one takes less magicka to cost for the same damage. So as far as how to get your hands on this one, just like before, the easiest place to get it is just to come to Skingrad, go to the Mage's Guild where I already showed you, and talk to Adrienne. You can also buy it, again, from the same guy, Raminus Polis, in the Archmage's lobby at the Arcane University. So keep in mind, for any of these spells that you're purchasing at a Mage's Guild, all you have to do to join the Mage's Guild and get access access to these. You don't have to do the whole storyline. You don't even have to do the Join Mages Guild storyline mission, the very first one where you go around and get all the, 7 recommendation letters. All you have to do is tell one of them at any of these Mages Guilds, including this one, that you want to join, and you will have access to their stores where you can buy their spell. So that is the Heat Blast at number 9. Let's move on to number 8. But I almost didn't show the spell, so we're going to show Heat Blast now. So here's Heat Blast. So like all fire ranged spells in the game, it shoots a little fireball at your enemy. So that's fairly simple. Coming in at number 8, we have the Blizzard spell. So this one does a little bit more damage than the last two. This one does 75 points of damage, and this one does cost quite a bit more with 167 magicka to cast this one. So a little bit more damage, but a lot more cost on this one as far as what it looks like to cast. So you can see that it takes a tremendous amount more damage or magicka to cast. Now that being said, it does that initial 75 as far as damage goes, and lingers a little bit afterwards, so it's a powerful spell. As far as getting your hands on Blizzard, once again, right here in Skingrad, you can go to the Skingrad Mages Guild and talk to Adrienne, and you'll be able to purchase it from her for 836 gold, so not too bad. Coming in at number 7, we have Flame Tempest. This one does 75 points of damage within a 15-foot area of effect, so just like Blizzard, this one is going to be the same, but this one will be for fire. This one costs 635 gold, and it can also be purchased from Adrienne Barine in the Skingrad Mages Guild. So for reference, Skingrad Mages Guild. I know it may be annoying for those of you watching the whole video to see that over and over again, but for the people who skip around in the video, they'll complain if I don't do it. So as far as casting that one, well, I didn't mean to cast it there, but... oh, is that even the right spell? Oh, good, it is. Yeah, we just equipped it, so Flame Tempest. So yeah, like I said, like all of the flame damage spells, it just shoots a fireball, but this one explodes and deals damage in the area of effect. So it's a lot like the Heat Blast as far as the initial damage. Obviously, we're doing 5 points more, but then we also have that whole area of effect. So if you fire it into a crowd, it's going to damage all of them 75 instead of just the Heat Blast, which will hit just the target you're aiming at. It's also more effective when attacking a single target, just in case your accuracy isn't, 100%. So that's number 7, the Flame Tempest. Let's move on to number 6. All right, coming in at number 6, we have the first one that is not a ranged one. This one is a touch one, but it's Scorching Blow. So as we've already said, range on this one is touch. The cost to cast this one is only 40, which is very nice. And the fire damage on touch is 80 points. So for those people that have asked in the past, why would you ever use these touch spells? Well, it's because you can oftentimes deal greater damage with less magicka use to do it. So that would be why. As far as what this one looks like to use, you want to be much closer. But if you are, you can do a tremendous amount of damage up close. So if you look how many of those we can cast, you can tell that you're going to be dealing a lot of damage as long as you can withstand, whatever they're putting out up close, because typically, unless you're a Spellblade build, you're not having a lot of armor value there. As far as getting your hands on the Scorching Blow, once again, you can purchase it for 204 gold from the Skingrad Mages Guild from Adrienne Barine. So, same place as I've showed you for all of these so far. And coming in at number 5, we've got another touch one, the Arctic Blow. So, once again, basically the same as the Scorching Blow, but this one is doing frost damage instead. So, we have 80 points of frost damage on touch for 40 magicka to cast this one. And to purchase this one, once again, you can get it at the Skingrad Mages Guild from Adrienne Barine for 201 gold. And as far as casting this one, it's going to be similar to the flame one. You can see we've just got a little frost blast coming out of both hands real up close. So once again, you do have to get close, but you can deal a tremendous amount of damage very fast with this one. Coming in at number 4, we've got our last of these 3 touch ones here, the Lightning Surge. So this one is once again a touch spell. It does cost 42 magicka to do it, but it is 80 points of shock damage this time. So I placed this one above the other ones because they do the same damage. This one does take a little bit more magicka, but like I've said before, the lightning is so much more versatile as pretty much everything is affected by lightning. So just like before, you got to be up close and personal, but you can cast it very fast. It deals a lot of damage and it doesn't take very much magicka. As far as getting your hands on this one, it is also available for purchase from Adrienne Barine at the Skingrad Mages Guild. You can also buy it from Raminus Pulis at the Arcane University, and it costs 212 gold. All right, now we're down to our top 3, and at number 3 we have the Ice Blast. It's another destruction spell. This one, again, we're back to a target one, so you don't have to be up close to cast this one. It only costs 91 magicka to cost, but does 110 points of frost damage on target. This one is 455 gold, and you can purchase it at the Skingrad Mage's Guild. However, this one's not from Adrian Barine, so I will show you the location once again. So, starting all the way out, we're at Skingrad. Once you get in, we are at the Skingrad Mage's Guild. We're going to go inside, and you're going to be looking for this guy, Vigga the Cautious.
You want me?
So you can see he also is one that you can purchase spells from. I've already purchased it, but you can purchase it from him for 455 gold. So, there is one more on this list that you can purchase from him, and keep that in mind. But as it stands, that is number 3, the Ice Blast. Let's give you a look at that. So you can see it is like any other ice-based range spell. It shoots a little crystalline, icicle-looking thing, but it deals 110 damage, so it is very effective. So that is number 3. Let's move on to our runner-up at number 2. At number 2, we have the Immolating Blast. It is another target one. This one costs 92 magicka to cast and does 110 points of fire damage on target. This one can also be purchased from Vigga the Cautious here at the Skingrad Mage's Guild, which I'll show you on the map when we get out. This one can be purchased for 461 gold. So for posterity's sake, we're once again at Skingrad, right by the Mage's Guild. And like I said, Vigga the Cautious can be found inside there, oftentimes on the upper levels, but really all over the guild, and it's not that big. As far as casting it, just another fireball, but, you know, obviously dealing more damage. So that's our runner-up. Let's move on to our number 1 most powerful stock destruction spell in Oblivion Remastered. And our number 1 is Electrocution, a target destruction spell that costs 95 magicka to cast, and once again does 110 points of shock damage on target. This one can also be purchased from Vigga the Cautious. It can also be purchased at the Praxographical Center at the Arcane University in the Imperial City from the mage Boracine. But again, Vigga the Cautious here in Skingrad is just as good of a place to purchase it. And just in case you haven't been watching the rest of the video and you skipped to number 1, we're at Skingrad and the Mage's Guild. And once again, you do have to join the Mage's Guild, but it's quite simple. You just have to talk to one of the leaders at one of the local Mage's Guilds and ask them to join, and then you'll have access to all the spells. As far as casting this one, it's very fun and gives you very strong Palpatine vibes, but it's just a strong directed bolt of lightning. So that is all 10 of the top 10 hardest hitting stock destruction spells that you can buy in Oblivion Remastered. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful if you didn't know where to find these. Little fun fact, the Skingrad Mage's Guild is where you can buy all 10 of them. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.